Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here, back with another dungeon run in Hearthstone. We just pooped out on the 6th boss with the Shaman, so now it's time to keep going across the row and do Rogue. Frankly, I am amazed that I ever won with Rogue, because I have a hard time with Rogue. I think Rogue, like if my life depended on winning a run, Rogue is the class that I would pick last. Weapons are a tough thing to win with when your final boss has, 70 health, and a lot of the various rogue synergies, like small minions, just crack apart too much when you're fighting against, certain bosses. So I don't really know how to do it. I did it. It was mostly by going for death rattles. I'm still not even sure how I frankly won, but yeah, I went for death rattles and some other stuff, and it somehow ended up going okay. Also not a big fan of the rogue starting deck. I think this is pretty garbaggio of a card, and there's some other questionables. I mean, frankly, like Sinister Strike is a pretty garbagey card, and Vanish is awfully specific. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of some of the cards. Now, let's take a quick look. Should I do this Dragon Egg and then play this SI Agent? It would give the Weewelp a 2-1, and then, yeah, Hero Power, the 2-1 and the 3-2 could clear my board, and then I don't die if he's at 2 health. No, not 2 health, 3 health. So I'm just going to do this instead. And the hope is that he goes face, and then I can win next turn. That's the plan. Oh, beautiful execution. Nailed it. Alright, well, we have now a variety of different ways of winning. Let's just do the one that requires, I think, the fewest clicks. Click, click, and there we go. So, yeah, Rogue, tough one. I was always happy with Rogue to make it past the 5th boss. I mean, honestly, I'm not even sure how many tries I took. It says I defeated 16 bosses, but I don't know. Like, that could be like, 4-4-4 and then a win, or no, 4-4 and then a win. Yeah, I guess I must not have played this that many times. Interesting. Okay, well, this, as a first treasure pick for me, is a pretty easy one. We're grabbing the Scepter, because this stuff is very specific. Like I talked about with the potion, it's good if you already have a plan. This is one I don't want to take on turn 1, or on boss 1. This is one I'd rather take, if at all, after the 5th boss. This one, obviously, you need to have a plan in mind. And this one is just good. Just any expensive minions, and we'll be fine. Okay, so I'm actually going to grab Cthulhu here. This is normally not a strategy that I like to go for, going for the Cthulhu. But when Cthulhu costs 5 mana, it's suddenly not too bad. And on top of that, if we get the treasure that makes Battle Cries trigger twice, not all, but a fair number of Cthulhu buffing cards are Battle Cries. I got the Twilight Elder, which is the end of turn one that isn't. But a fair number of them are Battle Cries. Cthulhu himself is a Battle Cry, so having your Battle Cries trigger twice and Cthulhu costing only 5 mana is a class-neutral strategy that you can go for with any class, if you're offered the right treasure and the right cards, of course. So I'm going to go for it here, because I don't know what the hell else to do with the frickin' Rogue. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mulligan all this. I could go for Deadly Poison, that's 6 damage to the face, basically, and this boss is only 15 health, so it's possible to go for that. But, yeah, let's just take a more conservative line here and try to get some minions. With 3 spells in my opening hand, I'm probably going to have some minions to play. Alright, that is an interesting one. Do I play the Stalker or just Dagger up? Let's go for the Stalker here. The Stalker can kill this next turn. I don't really care about taking 2 damage. Well, here I wish I had Backstab. That's for dang sure. Let's just buff Cthulhu. The 3-4 holds up well against the 3-2. We got this guy coming down on turn 5. It's a 7-7 if nothing else. Is he going to double team this? He's not. Okay. So, let's see. Well, Backstab's a nice little top deck. So now I can just do that, and that. Clear the board and go face. It's the ideal outcome. And this will be an 8-8 now, and I probably just have lethal next turn. I don't know what he would have to do for me not to have lethal. Well, I guess playing a big fatters. Actually, I don't need Cthulhu here. Ha-ho! I just had the Deadly Poison, which would have been lethal. And Sinister Strike takes less clicks, so let's just do that for lethal, and there we go. So, didn't need Cthulhu, but this is, this is forward thinking. If I take it as my first card pack, I'm more likely to see it on subsequent card packs, so I'm more likely to get more Cthulhu buffs, and Maybe the battle cry thing could be good. Alright, so this is pretty much what I want. More buffing for Cthulhu. I mean, the other stuff is interesting, fine. Actually, I don't think this stuff is even that good. Okay, more Cthulhu it is. You generally don't want to take the same thing all the time. But for the first two, you know, making sure I have a decent density of Cthulhu buffing minions is important. Because, A, if battle cries ever get doubled, either because we're facing one of the two battle cry doubling bosses, or because I get that battle cry doubling treasure, I want to have a decent number of them. And B, because the further along we go, the more cards are in the deck, so the less likely I am to get Cthulhu and his buffers. It is possible, and I might actually like to get more than one Cthulhu. Especially with them costing 5 mana. I'm not going to keep that Twin Emps thing. It's just likely to be a 4/6 for 5 mana, which is... I mean, it's a little bit above the curve, but not much. It's like a Druid of the Claw, basically. It's not worth keeping in the opening hand. Alright, we got a 2-drop. Not my favorite 2-drop, just because I just don't think, against a lot of these bosses, that you win through value. I mean, sometimes things go sideways and you end up dragging it out, but you're generally going to win by doing stuff with your cards, not by outvaluing your opponent and winning through card advantage. At least, that has been my experience. Let's go ahead and use Backstab here. Stop him from getting coins, and it does take away my combo potential, but it makes the Twilight Elder a little bit healthier. I'm not sure if the third boss is one where I really need to be worried about, you know, just anything other than going face. Boss number 3 is still a pretty easy one, but let's start at least trying to pretend that I'm a skilled player and know what the hell I'm doing sometimes. Alright, there's Cthulhu up to 10, so these Twin Emps will actually give me a pair of Druid of the Claws, which is nice. That is a very annoying monster, especially when it has charge. Interesting. Even though it's poisonous, it took out my weakest minion. I guess he didn't want Cthulhu getting buffed anymore. Well, I can either dagger this down and do nothing else, or I can play this, which means I should probably give away one of my weaker minions to keep my Druid of the Claws hale and hearty. I could have popped the Divine Shield also. Wouldn't have maybe been the worst play. Well, I'm threatening lethal here on turn 6 and I've taken no damage. That's not going to kill anything. And it's actually, I'm really glad I did what I did, because this would have died if I'd popped the Divine Shield, and the thing that I used to kill off his creature, the Huckster, would have died as well. As it is, I get to win. Yay! Yo-ho, no. Alright, that was good. So far, Cthulhu seems to be working out well. Let's see what my active treasure is for beating the third boss. Alright, this is one that I almost never pass, the Gloves of Mugging. This is so unfair to steal 3 cards from the opponent. I mean, it's just crazy. I almost never not take this, so I'm really, really glad to see it. Alright, Kingbane, so we got some weapons stuff. I don't think I want to go for that. Coins and Mimic Pods, interesting. Alright, I think I'm gonna go for this. The danger here is that these coins take up space in the deck and they don't actually do anything without card draw, but this also does give me a little bit of card draw, and I might get more card draw later, maybe a Gadgetzan Auctioneer or something. Yeah, this one. +1/+1. I think that's actually okay. If you fight that one later, he's much, much worse. But when he has to spend 2 mana to give his minions +1/+1, I think that he's tolerable. I guess I'm probably just going to lose now that I've said that, but this deck actually is, even though I know I've won actually with the Rogue once, this is actually one of my better Rogue decks. I'm loving that I got the gem that makes your minions cost no more than 5, and that I got Cthulhu. I'm actually going to mulligan this because I have already a 2-drop to play. That is way better than Stealth, and I just want to increase my odds of top decking a 3-drop so I can stay on curve. Notice that Rogue doesn't really have a whole lot of, like, top-tier minions or anything, so that is 1 point against the treasure that I chose. I don't know how likely I am to actually see, like, really good high-end minions, but I don't care necessarily, because, like I've talked about before, or, well, yeah, and I guess this is my 3rd video, like I've talked about before, it's okay sometimes to just do something that really only works for one thing. So like that treasure I took, right now all it's doing is making Cthulhu cost 5 mana, and I'm okay with it. Yes, I know, if I don't draw Cthulhu then it's worthless, like I get it, but it's fine. I just don't think everything needs to necessarily be like always generally good. I think it's okay to just have something that may be really unfair and maybe bad the rest of the time. Oh, brother. Well, I don't have Fan of Knives, and this is not worth running into. I mean, he's obviously going to buff them. He's obviously going to buff them to hell. Alright, well, that's fine. It honestly doesn't even matter at the moment whether they are 1/1s or 2/2s that much. So, because one of them, my minions, is at 1 health, and one of them has 3 health, and one of them has a Divine Shield. So I'll let him do it. Let's go for the... Oh, jeez! That definitely matters. Oh god, this is starting to turn rough. I need some card draw. I really hope I don't draw my counterfeit coins or crap like that, because I need to get more cards. I'm really running out of steam here. Ah, yes. The classic. Alright, well, we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's kill that war leader. I guess now let's kill this off, and I am gonna actually throw 2 attacks at that stupid totem, because, you know, I need to have him not healing 4 every turn. Alright, this is a bit scary. This is like all I got right now. I would love to top deck Cthulhu or the Twin Emperors. He's going for healing. Well, alright. He actually squeezed in a little bufferoo. That's honestly kind of terrible. Alright, Mimic Pod. Alright, here we go. Let's get something good. Okay, I'll take it. I will definitely take it. So, let's see. We'll do it like this. And like that. Alright, that's actually pretty decent. Maybe I should have actually not played this and instead played that with the coin. So that's why you always draw cards first, kids. Let's just go ahead and clear everything off. Alright, now I'm feeling much better about things. I would rather have this on the board than this and have everything already be buffed. But this is actually not too bad. Is he going to buff these? He certainly is, isn't he? Oh, God. Okay. I gotta really seriously give consideration to just ignoring this and going all face. Because I got 8, 10, 12 damage. Alright, yeah, we're doing it. So, pop goes the weasel. Let's use my counterfeit coin, play that. And I'm facing it, baby. I have enough health to withstand an attack of his. Unless he does something really crazy, like play 2 Bloodlust or something. Which is impossible, because he doesn't have enough mana for it. Oh yeah, that's who cares. Okay, great. So now I'm totally fine, I think. I can only kill 3 of my minions, and I got the goods to finish him off. Good old Cthulhu's Chosen. Alright, so the counterfeit coins that time were pretty awful, but the Mimic Pod was good. And we got through. So, let's see what our next card pack is. I'd still like to get some expensive minions. Of course, I'm offered nothing more than 5 mana. Awesome. Alright, so we can get some card draw, which is interesting. So this is the fatigue pack. Interesting. And then we can get some just, like, more removal, which is definitely... I mean, obviously, I'm seeing that I have this stuff here. So, this is certainly a consideration. There's a bit of removal here. If I get the Battle Cries trigger twice, treasure, then that will be very solid. So that's 1 point in favor of this pack. This is just, you know, good in general to be able to have some removal for things. It's somewhat on the low end, but it's possible. That's the right choice. And of course, getting a bunch of card draws is not the worst thing either. Of course, these Cold Dead Oracles do go both ways. And I don't know how much I really want to give my bosses cards, but it would increase my odds of getting into Cthulhu and his buffers. So, man, it's a tough one here. It's a tough one. I'm going to follow my instinct and just grab Cthulhu. Getting a little bit of taunt could be nice. Getting more of these could be nice, and we'll see if we can get that treasure to have Battle Cries trigger twice, because then I have like a crazy amount of Battle Cries at that point, and all I have to do is, you know, draw Cthulhu on time and be okay. Okay, this boss is an interesting one. His hero power costs 2 mana. It is a forced hero power, so he's forced to use it every turn. Well, once he gets the 2 mana, that is. And he creates a mushroom potion. The mushroom potions, near as I can tell, are sort of like Kazakus potions. Just a little bit cheaper and a little bit on the less powerful side. But it can do things like, you know, deal 3 damage across the board and what have you. So I have to actually make a very interesting choice now, which is whether to put down this Pit Snake or steal some cards. I'm going to put the Pit Snake down. The reason it's an interesting choice is I have to decide whether I want to try to steal his mushrooms after he makes them, or steal his other cards. And what I'm going to decide to do is just follow my curve here. I don't necessarily care one way or the other whether I get the mushroom. But since I had a gap on turn 3, I might as well take advantage of it. And do this now when I have the mana. Alright, what do we got? Summon a friendly minion that died this game at a random demon. We got a potion of Whoa! That's good that I stole that, because otherwise these are both going to kill each other. This poisonous pit snake would turn quite treacherous. Obviously this does nothing at the moment, so we'll just make a dagger and I'm going to punch his face. Yeah, these gloves of mugging, they're so unfair because it's a 6-card swing and that's at the point, when you're taking them out of the hand. That's at the point where things start to get really ridiculous. Sometimes it's absolutely game-saving to prevent the opponent from doing something that would have been really evil. Maybe I should have played that at the end of your turn. Whatever. Okay, so it'd be nice if this thing could somehow die first. Obviously, I don't think that's very likely to happen. Swapping the attack and health of that. What, pray tell, was the point? I don't know, but this thing is on, so I'm definitely going to do it. Let's backstab, I guess. Oh, well, he is taking less damage. I guess that does make sense. Sometimes I feel like the AI uses those crazed alchemists just to use them, and the things that they do are actually helpful to you. Alright, so he got a shrieking shroom of his own. Not sure how much I care about random 1-mana minions. I can usually dagger those down. Keep this real simple. Death poison. I'm going all face. I just don't respect his threat here. Okay, he would actually be dead if he hadn't flipped Cthulhu's Chosen, so good move, but now I'm killing you with my deadly dagger, and you're forced to spend a third of your mana making a shroom, so that's what you get for doing drugs here. Yeah, this is a really interesting minion. Obviously here it's kind of dangerous, but usually, like, I'm losing, and then he'll play this and let me clear his board. It's a little bit bizarre. But anyway, we win. That was a pretty easy one. So yeah, Cthulhu worked out great, got my curve. Got the Twin Emperors, even though I didn't get the big man Sea Dog himself. Haha! Oh boy, this one is a killer. So we were hoping for the Battlecry triggering twice and we got it. But Captured Flag. I'm not going to say you always should take the Captured Flag, but if you always take the Captured Flag, you're not going to get bad results. It's just so crazy, both quantitatively and qualitatively, to have +1/+1 on all of your minions. I'm really torn because I do have so many battle cries here. But at the end of the day, if I don't draw Cthulhu, this does not a whole lot. These battle cries are just buffing Cthulhu. I'm going to do the Captured Flag. This could be a mistake. It could be one of those things where I'm just, doing something general, and I should have, gone for the specific situation. But this thing is just so ridiculous. I cannot pass on it. Especially because I have a really low curve, so I'm likely to be able to play things early on. Okay, what do we got? Draw a weapon? Ugh. Okay, that's terrible. So drawing card would be good. That I'm not sure about, and that I'm not sure about either. So what do we have here? Another coin? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna grab the Greed, although I'm not that jazzed about it. I would have loved some big fat minions, but I guess Rogue is just not into it. Oh god, okay, so Pathmaker Ham, this is a really bad one. So it's 2 mana, it's a forced hero power, he uses it every turn that he can. It deals 2 damage to 3 random enemies. So you always get hit in the face, and then 2 of your minions take 2 damage apiece. This is a devastating one to face when you're going for like a low minion, cheap minion strategy, because your stuff just gets wiped out. And he does start with an extra mana crystal, so you can start using this from turn 1. The good news is that I have +1/+1, so I can actually play this Huckster and it would survive a turn. Do you keep a coin? Oh boy, I don't think I'm going to keep it. It does mean I'm doing nothing on turn 1. Almost certainly. But I'd rather actually draw playable cards. Maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. I don't know, man. So I can play this and it'll live for a turn, which is really good. Mimic Pod, that would have been good with the coin, I guess, to be able to play something afterwards. Yeah, this is a tough boss. Early on, if you fight him, it's a 1 mana, deal 1 damage to 2 random enemies. When it all gets upgraded, so it's 2 damage to 3 random enemies, it really becomes quite severe. It's just hard to keep anything around. In fact, I don't even think it's worth playing a Pit Snake. It just dies, and it would have died anyway. Aha! Well, this'll do. So it is going to die, this Huckster, and I will get a card from the opponent's class. I'm not sure what his class is considered to be. Most of this guy's deck is like Mad Bombers, Matter Bombers, Bomb Lobbers, that sort of stuff. Alright, we have an interesting choice to make here. Because I could kill this with Deadly Poison and then do nothing else. Or I could play Cthulhu's Chosen. Now the problem is that if I play Cthulhu's Chosen, this reptile's gonna die. Notice, by the way, how good it is that it has +1/+1. If it had only 2 health, it would die next turn, but instead it's gonna live, and we could trade with a Mad Bomber. Let me think about this. I'm gonna go for the Deadly Poison play. The reason for this is simply so that whatever he plays, I could maybe trade this Raptor into it. Ah, that's stupid. No, because he's gonna play a Mad Bomber, and it's more likely than not to kill this Raptor. Yep, yeah, I should have traded the Raptor while I could. That was a mistake. I mean, maybe not. I do get to now kill this thing with my Deadly Poison, and I drew Backstab. Alright, well, let's do this. And I'm gonna actually use the Backstab, because it's only 2 damage, and this is 3, and that actually could make a difference at some point. So I'm just bleeding. Well, I'm basically bleeding for Cthulhu here. This is actually really good for these Mad Bombers. Of course, this Mad Bomber decided not to hit it. That was great. Okay, well, what do we do here? I guess we just play things out. I think I'm actually going to play this Pit Snake because it has a chance of surviving. And if it doesn't survive, well, that means that something else didn't take the damage, right? If this and this and this gets hit, that means that my Cthulhu got to keep his shield. Alright, so my minions all got hit. Well, that means that I didn't take face damage, which could be significant here. There's the Bomb Squad. That's annoying. I really wish I could play Garrosh this turn. Unfortunately, that is not to be. So I guess we're Mimic potting it up. Assassinate. Not the greatest. This is actually really scary because my Cthulhu is going to die. Or Cthulhu's Chosen is going to die. And I'm going to go down to 17 health, and he's probably going to play some Matter Bomber or some crap. Oh boy, I mean, at least I get the health from Garrosh. Ooh, that is gross. This thing is gonna get hit a lot. You know, I'm gonna do this. I just need the health, basically, and it is 12 damage onto my opponent's face. Now, I still have 15 to go, so I don't know how this is gonna work exactly. But maybe I could, like, vanish next turn or something? Let's just slow my opponent down a little bit. Force him to replay all these things. Oh my god, this is crazy. Okay, yeah. I'm not super jazzed about anything that's going on here. Actually, you know, I should actually kill these. I should kill these. Yeah, I should. It sucks that I'm gonna take 4 damage doing it. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna just assassinate this thing to prevent myself from taking 4 damage. We're gonna play the Tomb Pillager. So 6/5, pretty big. It might not hit him. He could have a Bomb Lobber or a Bomb Squad. And if so, then so. But instead, he had a Matter Bomber, so this thing actually gets to live and hit him in the face. And this Mad Bomber did a number on him. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so instead of taking 5 damage, I only have to take 2 damage to kill off both of these jerks. I'm going to whack him in the face. Play the stuff. Alright, so I got some interesting outs here. I mean, I got my board, which some of it might survive. Not all of it. There's no way it's all going to survive. But some of it might survive. Oh my god, please stop hitting my minions. Oh my god. Oh my god, no, please. Oh, thank god. Okay, that would have been so... No, please, 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 please. No, 2 on the face, and wow, that's just lovely. Okay, well, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, so we'll do that, and then we'll revenge it up. I guess I'm playing that thing. Yeah, if I top deck Cthulhu, I actually am probably gonna win. The problem is I'm at 6 health, he's got more Matter Bombers, I'm sure. I need them to hit his face a lot. No, stop. Oh god, hit your face, please. Not my minion. No, I needed it to not hit my minion. God damn it. Am I really going to lose this? I'm going to lose this. This is unbelievable. So what I have to do is assassinate this one and then vanish the other one. It's the only way I can survive. And he's still going to hit me in the face for 2 damage and then replay the Mad Bomber, which sucks because I only have like a 1 in 8 chance of not dying here. And there I go. So yeah, that sucked. I needed Cthulhu to win. I needed him once, just once with those Matter Bombers to not hit my minion. And unfortunately, I didn't get lucky, so I lost. It's possible, of course, that there were other choices I made that were wrong that would have perhaps improved my odds of winning. Not sure this captured flag was the wrong call here, because those battle cries didn't matter because I never drew Cthulhu. So yeah, that was just a tough loss. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe if you did, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.